Olga, I think it's important to recognize for the listener that so keenly are we throwing this together in a rush that we are in the podcast studio at 8 a.m. I got here at 7:35. Never been early for anything in my life. Never been early for anything in my life. I was like, I can't wait. I'll be there. I can't wait. It's insane. I was talking to my friend and she was like, "Are you guys managing to stay calm?" And I was like, honestly, no. And also,
why would we?
Indeed. And when Charlie sent through images that could potentially be the podcast image, I was like, sure, or it could just be like a dog humping a leg of something. Like, how accurate do we want it to be? I'm thrilled to be here with you to talk about episode 5. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but the news this morning would suggest that I know what our next show should be.
What is it?
Nigella's replacing Prue.
You said words.
Oh my God, Nigella Lawson
on the Bake Off.
Is replacing Prue Leith.
I don't know who's sitting in this Venn diagram. I assume more people than I think.
I'm saying that Nigella could do literally anything, and lots of people will watch it and be like, sex, 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 sex. Oh my God, sometimes I forget you're from a different place.
Sorry, no, the thing is, I understand the inherent appeal of Nigella. I do.
Yeah.
But I feel like because I wasn't raised with it. Should we do a different take where I get excited as well?
No, you must be honest, but oh my God. And guys, that's friendship. See that? That's friendship. Shall we try again where I pretend to care? Oh, you angel. Hello and welcome to Tonsil Hockey. This is a podcast about
Heated Rivalry. My name is Olga Koch.
And I'm Catherine Bohart. Let's talk about the greatest television show that's ever been made. Episode 5. Let's do this.
I'm heartbroken that this is coming to an end slowly. Like I this morning in the shower was like, oh, I want to keep doing this forever.
I know. And I'm not ruling it out. But I felt this way when I was watching this episode. I remember pressing play and being like, the first time and being like, oh no, I want to see it so bad. But also like, I don't want it to end. And then it's obviously one of the greatest episodes of television that's ever been made. How will we do it justice?
And sometimes, before we started this podcast, I don't know.
Before and after.
I'm just going to say this. Because I think that maybe I speak for some listeners as well, and maybe even you. When you interact with a piece of media like this at this intense a level, there's like a smug little narcissist in the back of your head being like, nobody gets it like I do.
Sorry, the entire internet is just women being like, I know you think you like Heated Rivalry. And every time I see one of them, I'm like, who the fuck is this bitch? And I love it. Each and every one of us is like, yeah, you watched it, but I watched it.
Yeah.
And you're like, listen, we're opening on the gay trope as old as time. Sex with a woman has not gone well. And
it has never stopped me from dating a man. I wish it did.
And I really like that she's like, shall we just get dinner, just the two of us, says Rose. And he's like, that'll be romantic. And she's like, that should be ominous.
She's wearing a Saint Viateur Bagels t-shirt, which is a Montreal staple. Shout out to Saint Viateur Bagels. Yeah, sorry. I thought that was really good set dressing. Because they filmed the whole thing in one room. But they're like, now we're in Montreal.
Oh, and I love that. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
I also, the audacity of an actress who's like, I can't have more than 4 chips, but I will wear a bagel t-shirt. But fair dues, fair dues. Good for you.
I'm carb adjacent.
Yeah, I've never had one, but I know about them. Sure. It's stunning. So we basically cut to Scott Hunter running, as he famously does, and we're hearing that it's going to be the East v West in Florida game again. Again, it's still, I love that the story.
Did you notice how I completely didn't even make notes on the sports aspect?
I love that.
Like, then they go to dinner, right?
I was like, no, it's the All-Star game. Scott's running. The commentators are telling us what it is. The stories are beginning to merge. It's very clever. I obviously see Scott again, and I'm like, no, but it's fine. It's fine. He's there. And you're right. Then they meet at the cutest restaurant ever, do Rose and Sweet Shane. And I was like, I want to go to that restaurant. I would say mixed messages. She's like, you're so cute. You're so cute. Miles is jealous. Opening gambit. What do we think of this conversation?
Can I say something?
Yes.
You're going to hate me for it. She's clocking his tea.
Yeah. Did you not notice Miles is gay? I love how dumb she's playing. It's so funny.
It is an interesting, the thing is, I think it's an interesting angle to approach from.
I think Rose went in with huge empathy and open heart and open mind, sweet generosity and real kindness.
Yeah.
Did she plan the exact words she was going to say? Evidently no.
No. It was like she clearly thinks that he's gay, and the way that she's going to get him to come out is by being like, do you want to fuck this guy?
She's circling the drain for sure.
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, does that even surprise you? And also lots of actors are gay. Are there even gay hockey players? And I was like, Rose, my girl, my sweet angel baby girl, you're so close to asking, but you're not quite there. He's already, by the way, when she says there's already lots of out actors, are there any gay hockey players? He's already doing his crying eyes with the tears staying.
The way that he does it, I have no idea. What is that trick?
It's amazing, but he just looks so abjectly terrified. It's such incredible acting by Hudson. It really is. And yes, she's not going about it the right way, but what she is going about it is with such evident love. Like, she's so kind to him in this moment. When she says, like, do you like kissing me? And he's like,
Sure. And the funny thing is when she reacts being like, oh, like, come on.
Yeah.
So many men have said that to me where I was like, yeah, what's the problem?
Perfect. He said, sure, we're in love.
He said, sure. I said, we're in love, and he said, sure.
I know. And then wouldn't you rather be kissing Miles? And that, do you know what? There's a real, for me, I don't know about you, but for me, there's a real moment of like almost time stands still when she says, I have the feeling that you'd rather be kissing Miles. And then Shane has a choice to make. Like, he could go, and I think there's part of him that is innately wants to go no, but he sees that he has this tiny window, this little opportunity. Someone's given him a chance, like put out a hand and gone like, you gay, babe? And you can see him make the decision, which is such brilliant acting. He's like, you can see him make the choice to go, okay, I'm going to tell her. And she's holding his hand at this point, and she says a problem is something that you can fix. In essence, like, it's a real, like, this isn't a thing that's wrong with you. This isn't a flaw. This, by the way, don't you think this is a woman secure in her sex appeal?
Oh, 100%.
Imagine being like, you'd be able to get hard if you were into women. I'm not the problem. I was like, fair dues, girl. I've never in my life felt this confident.
True story. I know I keep referring to all the gay men that I've dated. True story.
Hey, say what you know.
I've actually been invited as an expert. I distinctly remember one of my gay boyfriends saying, just because I can't get hard for you doesn't mean I'm gay. But it did.
It did mean that.
It did mean that.
And that's nice. That's okay. That's university. That's fine.
But it's interesting that you say that he makes that decision, oh, I'm going to come out to Rose. This is what I'm going to do. But something that I was spoiling a little bit, but something that I definitely picked up on episode 6 that I didn't the first time was when him and Ilya are talking about whether he would have come out to his parents. And he sort of implies that Ilya is the complication because Ilya is the one who doesn't want to come out. So it kind of made me rewatch the series thinking Shane is actually hypothetically more open to coming out, not necessarily as a hockey player, but to his family and to people in his life.
I think he has people who would, I don't know about that. I think Ilya's more comfortable coming out, but we'll get to this and let's not skip ahead. But I think he certainly has people to whom lying feels more of a betrayal, and less of a norm. So I feel like he doesn't so much choose to come out to her, but he chooses not to lie again.
Interesting.
In my opinion.
Okay. It's like when you do that thing where you're like, sorry, when someone tells you something secret and says you're not allowed to tell anyone, and then you go, instead of telling your best friend, you have them guess.
Yes, exactly. And that's friendship. I love when she just says, you don't owe me an explanation. I could never, as a friend, say that. I'd be like, you fully owe me an explanation. First of all, you were inside me. What were you thinking about? And secondly, you owe me an explanation because I freaking love gossip. She was just so like, I can just take what information you give me.
That's bluffing. That was bluffing.
It was beautiful.
As a fellow redhead, you should know that she was bluffing.
She was calling us. Yeah, you're right. When she says it, and when she asks if you've ever been with a guy, and he just nods because he can't say the words, and then she says, have you ever told anyone that before? And he just shakes his head. The flashback to their relationship is, of all the things that we know about their relationship, it's hot, it's steamy, it's like penetrative, let's be honest. What do they flash back to?
Shower.
Yep.
Stair kiss.
Tender kiss.
And then your favorite kiss of Scott Hunter is right next door.
Oh my God, I love that line so much. It's just such a good encapsulation of a character. I was standing in the hall like an idiot. Scotland is right next door. But yeah, I just think it's so kind to let him, to help him. She's just so sweet in this moment. She's everything you would hope a friend or a good person would be to you.
And he can't even make eye contact with her. Some of the questions she's asking, he's just like, he can't even look at her.
And when I think this, I'm going to get emotional.
Please.
I think this scene is so nice because so many of us who were dragged out of the closet didn't get like that kind of kindness. But also, I think when you've been spending 5 episodes assuming they're going to get caught or like cruelly caught, like pulled out of their little love bubble, to have someone be like, hey, here, kitty, it's okay. It's just like, oh my God, it's so much. I know, it's too much. It's too much. Anyway, she's so sweet to him, and it was so nice. And then my favorite moment happens, because just as I'm getting like really emotional, she's like, was it better? And he does his little giggle behind his hand. And it's like, I think I'd rather be the hole than the peg. Yes!
Greatest line of the entire show.
The greatest line. I was like, okay, Shane, there's our little gay boy coming out. I love it. Oh my God, it's so sweet. It's so sweet and so funny. And then she says like 80% of her...
Oh yeah, and that's why I am Rose.
Yeah, because 80% of her boyfriends left her for other men.
Yeah.
Which, just the shock on his face that like, this is normal. People try, people try things and it's not, oh, she's just so kind. And the fact that she hasn't told Miles. Do we believe that she has not told Miles her suspicions about Shane?
No, God, no.
Oh, do you not?
Of course she did. No?
I actually think that maybe she's the kind of person who can think before she speaks. I don't relate, but I think she maybe has kept that to herself.
But I don't know how close she is to Miles.
You're right. If they are in any way close, she's told him. But still, very nice of her to pretend she hasn't. I don't know. She said, I never will, and I really believed her. I want to believe everything Rose says.
Okay, I really like Rose, and I will give her all the credit that you've just given her. But then she does just openly talk about his gayness on the phone as the makeup is being put on her. Do you remember?
Oh, when she's
and
in
the hairstylist
squad and she's being painted blue
yeah,
and she has a red wig.
Sorry,
can we just talk about how they're like,
definitely
she's being painted blue and there's a red wig over there, but don't even think about it, X Squad. I feel like there is a rule. Listen, sorry. Again, skipping ahead, but if I may, having done one acting job, Olga, I don't know if you know this, but there's actually a cone of silence, like a sort of sacred bond between the actor and the makeup artist, which is that you should be allowed to take phone calls and say private things, and they're just supposed to forget about it.
Okay. Well, thank you for twisting my words about Rose actually talking about his gayness before as me offending the stylist community.
No, but don't you think, I feel like that makeup artist was like, I don't know. You're right. I guess if the makeup artist wants to sell the story, they can.
Look, it's fine. That was, you know, that the way that like the feta free thing really irked you. It irked me when she was like, "I'm not gonna ever tell anyone." Okay, anyways, have you been sucking cock lately? Check this guy out.
And we're all allowed to have our bugbears. We absolutely are.
Again, you and Corner, my partner, threw this in. Tag yourself as one of the 2 Heated Rivalry women. Are you a momager or are you a hag? And momager and hag is another name for this podcast.
Somebody messaged us to say Svetlana and Rose should get together, and I was like, shut up, would watch. Yes, please. Next series, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
They just start talking casually about like their boys that they care about.
They just
start talking about how it would have been fun if they could have had a double date. Then they think about other configurations of that. It writes itself.
And again, different body types, tall and medium.
I don't even know which one's which. I would say no one's medium. So then she says, let's be friends. And she means it. It's so sweet. She's like, let's be best friends.
Yeah.
You're secretly one of the funniest guys I know. So sweet. Everyone loves to mock Shane about being very, very self-serious. She's perfect. I wrote down so kind, and it was just really nice.
I think you fancy Rose.
You know what? I actually just couldn't get over this depiction of coming out to a friend and like having been in a sexual relationship with somebody but not making it about yourself and not making their coming out salacious. I just thought it was so kind. And yeah, okay, I fancy Rose. You got it out of me. In the next scene, did you think Ilya and Svetlana had sex when they were watching hockey? Or were they just like pants free because Jacob Tina knows what we want?
They could have. They could have, just because then remember where like he starts like, I guess like horsing around with her and
Yes.
he like goes on top of her.
Yeah.
And that feels very like post-sex flirty
They
to me.
feel quite like the kind of people who have sex with like a handshake.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a little sort of like good day to you.
Well, I
good
don't know
day
if
to
you have make-out friends. Because I make
No.
out with everyone
I know
all
you
the
do,
time.
but I don't have that. I don't like to hug though, so it's not gonna be me, is it?
Okay, fair.
Do people? Here's the thing I wanted to know. Write in if you know about the sports. Sorry, Olga, but apparently it sounds like there's some sort of national vote for who the players on the All-Star team are. Do people vote?
Are we sure that the All-Star team is a real thing and it's not just a plot device to get them on the same team?
How dare you? How dare you? I have to assume that it's some sort of televote, and how dare you? Okay, well, we're not going to get into the sports of it. We could have Googled, but I guess we didn't. And again, Svetlana says, Hollander's hot, and those hands. And Ilya's like, if you say so, sure, I couldn't possibly tell.
She goes, you know he's gorgeous.
Yes, yes.
It's like when straight men are like, I don't see it. I actually don't see it. It's like, you see facial symmetry, you piece of shit.
Yeah, you absolutely do. But also, I felt so bad for him in this moment because, okay, yes, he's trying to be in denial, but also he's just had his heart smashed into pieces by Shane with the rejection of their last interaction. So when someone's devastated you and then everyone else is like, cool guy, you are like, is he? Is he now?
And then how his face changes with Rose Landry, the mention of Rose Landry.
Oh my God.
It's just...
We skipped a bit though because don't forget that she offends him deeply when she's like, you could wing to Shane.
Okay, again, it's the... did I skip a bit or did I just not talk about the athletics? I'm so sorry.
Did I just not talk about hockey? I just think it's very funny. But yes, you're right. He wrestles her and then he lies on her tummy and then she mentions that Rose Landry might bring outfits and he looks ready to kill.
Catherine Bohart, you've opened my eyes because I'm a fucking idiot, right? So I'm watching this as, what is it called? Omnipotent narrator? What's it called? No. What's the name for it? When like you as a reader know everything that's happening, but obviously the characters don't.
Okay, yeah, like you're all knowing, sure.
Yeah. And so I watched it and I'm like, why is Ilya so pressed? He knows that Shane isn't actually fucking Rose, or like the fact that he's actually gay. And it's like, he doesn't. He doesn't know this.
He doesn't know
what
that.
he's seeing isn't what I'm seeing. And you opened my eyes to that. And I'm just like, oh, that's why he's upset. Because obviously to me, I'm like, Ilya, he's clearly trying to make you jealous.
I know, but sweet Ilya doesn't know that. Wow, okay, well, we're both learning so much about sports, about television, about the fact that not every man who says he isn't gay isn't gay. It's exciting. Finally, though, Olga, we get to what I have to say is probably television's first and best bisexual representation. The Hawaiian shirt.
Okay, so the Hawaiian shirt, actually, this is where the One Direction fan fiction comes in, right?
What?
Because apparently there's this photo of Harry Styles wearing the same exact shirt, and there's like, you know how I know very little about this, but there's like a lot of erotic fan fiction about Harry being impregnated by...
I thought he impregnates Louis. Not
Sorry,
that I Googled it. I don't know.
Whoa, whoa,
I don't
whoa.
know. I didn't
Sorry.
write it.
Okay. Sorry. Clearly you know more about this than I do. And so my understanding, yeah, that would make sense because Ilya would be impregnating Shane.
Yeah.
And so apparently there's some parallels there.
Do you know what? I love so much about this adaptation as a woman who hasn't even read the book because I feel like the fans are so respected.
Yeah.
There's so much honoring
Catered
of
to.
this fandom within the series, and I just think that's another beautiful moment of it. He then calls him captain when they show up to this bar together, which feels like a real like, is he being sexy or is he being like, we don't know each other, I'm gonna keep it real profesh. And Ilya, again, just to blow your mind, Olga, does not know he's not with Rose anymore. And he obviously then asks if he's brought anyone with him, which I just think is quite beg of sweet Ilya. I've never seen him quite so on the back foot when he's just like, so like, did you even bring anyone? I was like, my sweet baby boy, come on, what are you doing? Wait, have I skipped ahead to beyond the stylist bit? Because we know that's important.
We do need to talk about this, but before they get into that, well, it does say hang the stylist because it is a white blazer over dark t-shirt. But we will get to that in a second. I would like to say that, I mean, of all the innuendos, I do have a running list of all the things that I like a banana is always better or whatever the fuck.
Extra
My favorite here is I always wonder what it would be like to play on the same team. Come on.
Oh, that's fun.
That's good stuff.
That's a bit of fun.
That's
oh my God,
good
well
stuff.
done you. Yes. Ilya then looks at his clothes and Shane says, first of all, Shane, don't give out style tips if you don't know anything about style. Being like you're pulling it off about his shirt. I was like, he's more than pulling it off. He looks fucking perfect. How dare you? And then just Ilya's laugh when he has to admit that he has a stylist is so sweet.
It's very sweet. I have here written down, there are 2 moments in the entire show where I see Hudson and Connor as opposed to Shane and Ilya.
Okay.
And so for Ilya, that's that moment when he smiles. The smile is so goofy. Like there's no Slavic restraint to it.
You're
Where I was
right.
like, that's Connor. That's the
Oh,
first time
bless
I saw
you.
Connor. Where I'm like, I think you're using your eyebrows for that one, guy.
When did the Hudson reveal come?
Okay, it's at the very end. I don't know how far into the show you watched, but like the driving scene at the very end.
How dare you? Don't come to my house and insult me. I've seen it all. Is it when he grabs his face?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was like, that's not
Yeah.
like as happy and excited as Shane is. Shane would never do that.
No, you're so right. He simply would keep his hands on a 10 and 2. He simply would. It's just, you're so right. I've skipped one of my favorite bits and moments in this show, which is that when he often does it, but in this moment he says, "You look very pretty today."
Yes. It's here. Pretty again when he calls him pretty.
Oh my God, it does something to my actual body. Anyway, he says he was tired of looking like shit, and then he was like, "'Cause some guys in the league are stylish." Not you. I mean, just some guys. And when Ilya's like, "Yeah, I knew what you wore," it's like, he
Wait,
was
sorry,
paying
say that again?
attention. So he was like, "I was tired of looking like shit."
Yes.
But he won't admit that it's Ilya who's stylish at all. Although, is Ilya stylish? I'm not sure. Is he just naked? Confusing.
Oh, I mean, is a slutty blank tank top,
Yes, you're right. It's perfect.
skin tight, spray
It's
it on.
perfect. I like that he uses this opportunity to check, like, did someone take you shopping? Ilya is always looking to worsen his own pain. In the same way he looks around that club, he's like, "Did you go on a beautiful day out with Rose?" And it's like, my guy, why are you doing this to yourself?
I get that.
Mhm.
I do that to myself all the time. Do you ever feel like, oh, I'm actually doing too well today, I'm gonna go
Torture myself?
Yes.
Yeah, he is very much of that vein. And he then says Shane then says it's nothing to do with Rose, basically, and that they're not together. And
because they're not compatible.
now, he doesn't understand this word, and we're led to believe he goes and looks it up.
Yeah.
Is there a direct translation in Russian?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Let me look it up.
I just wondered if it was like a specific.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
And then Shane gets down off his.
Russian is my first language. How does it not on surface? This is not interesting to anybody. But
I'm
basically-
interested.
But it's like, yes, both languages exist in my head, and most of the time they're one-on-one, but some are just like 2 separate lists of words.
Interesting.
Specifically, I have that with fish. Don't know. I know all the fish in Russian and all the fish in English, but I don't know which one is which. And and musical instruments, specifically wind instruments. I'm like, I have no idea what a bassoon is in Russian, but I'm sure I know that word. Just to me, it's just a separate word. I don't know if that makes
funny.
any sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Okay, well, anyway, he gets off the stool, and he gets off the stool in a way where it's like, you did not need. There were ways you could have got off that stool that didn't require you to push your crotch against the man you love. But sure, good for you. You took the quickest route. Shane is sunbathing in his evidently very new. He just took the tag off box fresh shirt.
Love that. And it's like they're acting as if they would be parents. That's what they would be like if they were parents, right?
Oh, it's
the
so
fun,
cute.
the fun dad and the cocktail dad.
And the
wallet dad.
So funny you said that. I was gonna be sun cream dad. Rules control the fun. Rules control the fun.
Yeah.
Just sweet Shane. Ilya is so good with kids. He's so good with kids, and he's just like he's just so sweet. He's also using them to draw attention to himself, which I really respect.
Yeah.
He's like, the thing about kids is you have to be loud, and you have to get the boy you like to pay attention to you.
Yeah.
I just thought this whole thing was so cute, being like, you know this guy, and then she says he's the best in the league about Shane, and she's like, splasher.
It was very
It's
sweet.
so sweet.
It was very sweet.
Shane is obsessed with Ilya being good with the kids. I don't know how mpreg works, but I feel like he gets pregnant this way.
I don't know how MPEG works. Wait, no, explain that. Explain that again.
Just, sometimes you're watching your crush with kids and you're like, I'm pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's what happens here.
It's not a turd in the twink chamber after all.
I actually hate that you made me know what that means. I hate you for it.
And
I
now you can't unsee it. Now
I
you
can't
unsee
unsee it, and I hate you for it. And it's just like, it goes from this into them actually playing the All-Star game.
And they're playing together so well, and the helmet kiss happens.
I'm so proud of you for noticing anything about the sports. You're right.
Thank you.
They are playing so well together because they have so many unspoken signals. They have real communication and ease on the ice. is my observation for a sport that I've never really watched. And yes, he kisses them on the helmet, which is, as you've said before, one of the biggest gay giveaways we've ever seen. He basically fillets the helmet, and we're all also kissing him on the helmet. Kissing him on the helmet, another good innuendo.
Very good.
Yes. The slow-mo on Ilya getting out of the pool and then shaking his hair onto Shane, I was just like, play it again. I just love that they were like, yeah, we're not too good for a slow-mo. We'll do it. Sure. Yeah, everything else was in real time. Let's do it. I was like, good man, Jacob. Good man. That's a friend to women. Do they, on the kiss of the helmet, do they know that hockey has close-ups? Like the looks they're giving each other, I'm like, you know this isn't all on a wide, right? A puck is tiny. They're doing close-ups. You can't be looking at each other like you fucking adore each other.
But I think we're underestimating simply how gay regular sport is. It's so gay.
You're so right.
When when a footballer gets a goal in, I think that's how you say that. He will do that thing where he either takes off his shirt completely and then they'll pile on top of each other.
That's actually not allowed anymore. You have to pay a fine.
Is this true?
Yeah, if you take off your shirt, you have to pay a fine.
Oh, so is that why they
Am
do?
I wrong? Thank you
really?
so much. You get a yellow card.
Okay, that's homophobic.
Thank you.
I would say, do they do that thing where the sleeves stay on, but then they do the thing over? They still show their bellies.
Yeah, I mean everything about it's okay. I mean they prance onto stage. They prance onto the field with like their cute, their best little earrings in. And it's like my darling boys. Come on. But you're right. You're right. We do then go to the beach, and that's
a green screen.
Do you think?
No, I don't think I know. It's not like the thing they use isn't like green screens. It's just huge screens that are actually showing the thing that they are trying to green screen in.
Okay.
So imagine they're in front of a huge TV that's showing the sunset. A volume.
It's called a volume. Thank you, Charlie.
Oh my God.
Wow,
turn the volume up. That's great.
That's nice.
This is a volume.
Sure it is. We can afford that. Ilya definitely says like, I found you, or... Does he say I found you when he gets to the beach?
That's not a note that I've made, and I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. But Ilya has looked up the word compatible.
Yes, I looked up the word compatible.
And the gay hypervigilance is so well captured in this show of him checking around before he puts his thumb in the sand towards Shane's. The amount of people on the internet being like, wait till gay Halloween when everyone comes with two thumbs in the sand. I'm like, yes, it's going to be specific.
And mirrors the footsie. Now they're doing handsy.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
And then he says, what room are you in? And Alexei calls, but he doesn't answer, but we know it's important. And that's what I like about this show, is that they don't patronize us. They just show instead of tell. The second he calls, we're like, something's up. And it's probably his dad, right? Shane comes to his room.
Yeah.
I'm expecting some sort of like big apology, honestly, from Shane. I thought, okay, based on the last time they hung out, I was like,
really?
Yeah, I was kind of like, dude, it's time to own that you were a bit of a douche after the tuna melt situation. You weren't expecting
so interesting, because the thing is, obviously, I'm so in love with Shane that I'm like, he's done no wrong. He can do no wrong.
He's a perfect boy.
I still haven't forgiven Ilya for not kissing him that one time. How could you not kiss Shane?
That's so funny. I think Shane often exists like only his feelings matter, and that like his actions don't have consequence for Ilya, which is understandable, because when Ilya's hurt, he behaves by being like a douchebag or completely shutting down or making jokes. So I do get it, but I was expecting that. Ilya being like, this looks serious when he sits on the bed, and Shane's like, you just need to sit down. Another slutty grey tank on Ilya. Yum, yes please. And he says possibly the only sort of like melodrama in this scripting that I've ever seen, when he's like, it's not just me, you feel it too, right? Yeah. Last time was different. And Ilya, good for Ilya, he actually says his feeling for once instead of making a joke. He says, in that you ran away. I was like, okay, dude, express yourself. Well done you.
And I thought, after that happened, that surely Shane's about to say, I love you, or I'm in love with you.
Did you?
And then he just goes, I'm gay. What?
I know, real twist. I'm really glad he didn't do that.
Yeah,
I would have hated them to sort of like throw it out there like that, like in a sort of like, and also I love you, like a combative way. That would have been devastating. I think just before that, when he's like, this is already hard enough without you being an asshole, and Ilya says, in the greatest lie to oneself I've ever seen on screen, we fuck, it's simple.
Oh, come on.
Baby boy. And thank goodness, you know what? Again, Shane actually using his words again. I don't know what they put in the sauce at the All-Star game, but Shane's like, bullshit. And it's like, yes, good. All right. Hello. It's the first scene again where I feel like, oh, they're actually older, they're more grown-up boys, because it's like, hang on, no, absolutely not calling that. And then Shane says, I'm gay, and Ilya does what we all do, which is laugh. What makes you think that? And Shane says, fuck you, you're not gay. Which I really felt in my bones. I was like, hey man, you don't get to act like this isn't a big deal because you can just be with a woman. Which is like, in his version of the world, of an advantage, right? Like a privilege. And
then he says, who else am I going to tell? Which is also, I think it's like, once he had that interaction with Rose, he was like, okay, I've been wanting to do this, but I've been scared, and this has been such a good experience. Well, now I want to fucking tell everybody, but I can't tell everybody. So who am I going to tell? I need to say it. I'm gay. But
oh my God.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. But that hadn't occurred to me. It's so true. Once you almost say it once, you do just kind of want to keep validating and like being your authentic self. That's such a good point. I hadn't picked up on that.
Oh my God.
It's great.
That was thrilling.
But it's like, it's not just that Ilya is being dismissive. It's that like, he obviously is hurt. And so when Shane then says sorry again, and before that it was nice, and Ilya concedes that it was, and he says, I felt like we could be something. And then instantly Ilya's like, we can't be. And he's like, but would you want to be if we could be? And I just, he says so many adorable lines, like, I can't keep pretending I don't like you anymore. And Ilya's like, you don't like me. And he's like, I like you too much. And it's all just so endearing. I thought here, I was like, okay, they're fully in love with each other.
I'm going to start crying. I think I might start crying.
But then he never says that it wasn't nice or that he doesn't want it. He just says, I could never go home.
Because Russia.
What a devastating feeling. What a horrible, horrible, horrible feeling. And I think the stakes get even higher for me. I could be wrong, but like that feels like it would be true for a lot of Russian queer people / all. But when he's like, my father and my brother are police, that feels like, and he's like, what would happen? And he's like, I don't want to find out, kind of thing. That feels terrifying.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the sort of the added thing that I mentioned, I think in the first episode, is that he's in a unique position where his job is representing his country. He's not a queer person from Russia. He's a queer person representing Russia. So it really adds to the pressure of like, you are not going to be the face of this country.
Yeah,
do you know
it's
what
just
I mean?
not fathomable. Wow, that's so sad. And having to choose between like having a home and loving who you love. Oh God, what a horrible tension. I don't think I even really understood those stakes when I was watching the scene. But then he's like, what about your mom? And that's when we find out that she's dead. And that he says his father is old-fashioned and sick. And Shane, if I may, not the most sensitive chat. There's a couple of times where they talk about his family where I'm like, Shane could learn some kinder words. Crazy? I was like, don't say crazy, question mark. Crazy? Then he's like, dementia. And I was like, I don't know. I guess the boys are talking about their feelings, but I wish they'd learn some more words. Let's get some cartoon drawings in.
It's their first time,
Point
Catherine.
to the emotion. I was like, my God.
Get the emoji keyboard out.
Please. And then Ilya starts to cry and look away.
And it was the first time we're seeing Ilya emote in front of Shane like that.
And Shane sits on his lap.
And it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in an entire life. Oh, God.
And even I will concede it was beautiful. And he kisses him and he holds him. And then they... evolution in characters here, pan away for the sex and return when it's over, which I personally would like to make a formal complaint about. What, we can't? That's our business too, Jacob Tierney. We need to know what's up.
My mom said as we watched that, it's not that sexy of a show. And she wasn't wrong.
Hadn't she skipped the first 3 episodes?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Wow, she really must have been like, what's the big deal?
This guy can't get hard. Now they're pulling away.
Ilya posing like David after the sex on the bed. He's always posing like languidly. It's always gorgeous. And then they say goodnight, Shane. Goodnight, Ilya. They're back to first names. It's
and
very
Shane's
beautiful.
goofy ass smile.
Oh, it's too cute. It's too cute. So 2 weeks later, and Hayden sees Lily is texting Shane. And Ilya asks him to come over, and Shane's like, we have a game tonight, which, God bless him, never not trying to play the rules. But he says says that it's a bad idea while he's grabbing his things. Did you notice this? He's like, I could never do that. I can't believe it even suggested. Listener, I'm putting on my backpack. But it's like, my guy, we've all been there, right?
Douching actively.
Yeah. I can't believe you didn't even ask me. This runs to car. It's so endearing. It's so endearing.
Okay, narratively, my question here is, and before we get to that, actually, can we pause for a public service announcement?
Of course, always.
If you've had a decade-long situationship with someone, don't let this give you hope.
I
Don't do
wrote
it.
this down too. Not yet, but I've written a very similar thing, which is like giving the girlies hope that their horrible, horrible hookup of 10 years will turn into something beautiful is not fair. It's not
This is
fair.
fiction.
Yes, that's the most fictional part of it all. Yeah, thank you for saying that. I'm glad someone did. It had to be said.
So in the hotel room,
Yeah.
they obviously have this really emotional moment. But the last thing that's said about their situation is that they can't be together because Russia.
Mm-hmm.
So then now they're like hooking up again. But obviously they can't just be hooking up casually. So what is this? Is it a secret relationship?
I don't think that the boys are in denial 100%.
Okay.
They also have managed to do successfully over 10 years, which is amazing, which is have sex just enough to always want it, but just a little enough that it's like, it's still the first thing they think about before they ask that question. Every
Yes.
time the other one says, jump. I know, imagine. We then see his brother, Ilya's brother calls again, which again, I'm like, okay, breadcrumbing something bad. Oh God, why isn't he answering his phone? And in this case,
And they're switching to calls, which is new,
yes.
rare, must be
That's-
serious.
Yes, but also, I think in this situation, after the sex, Shane tries to ask Ilya about his family, and he's like, "Stop with the questions. You have too many of them." And they have that little gorgeous moment where he's like, "Oh, so now you're the asshole. Shane Hollander is an asshole," and he's shouting, and I was like, "Only rich people could dare shout that and trust that the neighbors can't hear." I was like, "You just added yourselves. Oh no, wait, they don't live in a one bed apartment between other apartments. Good for you." So then Alexei calls again in the dressing room, so we're like, for sure the dad's dead.
Yeah.
And Rosanov's promising all of his teammates money if they score goals. Really enjoyed that. Then takes it back when they're obviously doing well. I love it. He's just a fun guy. He's just a fun guy with friends now.
Yeah.
I love it. And then the next day, Shane hears he didn't fly with his team.
And he's losing his mind.
But also he's trying to be like, when they're like, was he hurt? Is he sick? He's like, no, he's not sick. I mean, and then I noticed that I saw I didn't even see him. Wow. And like, I feel like you'd sort of we'd sense it. And I was like, oh, baby boy. And he texts to no reply, which is never good.
And then he's in his kitchen and he's calling. And I think this is the first ever documented call between Shane and Ilya, right? Am I
yes, well,
crazy?
Shane calls and then Ilya's voicemail is like, I'll never listen to your voicemail.
Yeah.
And then Ilya FaceTimes Shane.
And he's wearing the slutty little glasses.
He's wearing the slutty little glasses, but you're right. Let's just pause on this because you're right. It is the first time where like he's not just calling, but he's at home in pain, needs his go-to guy, needs his rock, needs his love, and he calls Shane, and Shane's wearing their glasses. And what happens next is so cute and sexy. Because what happens next, Olga?
Well, he's like, yeah, dad's dead, but I'm going to jerk off for you now. Which is the most romantic thing you could do to honor your dead dad. When my dad dies, I hope to do that too. And
It's called pouring one out.
hey, come on! This podcast is over. That's
It's 8
good
a.m.
stuff.
here. It's 8 a.m.
Well, look, I don't know if you know this, Catherine Bohart, but grief is a powerful aphrodisiac.
But it is. The L word also taught us that. It's like,
Also, the movie High Fidelity.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Listen, this is not a new lesson. But I do think it's so sweet that he's like so excited at learning this new thing about Shane and he's like, pop it back on. But also it's like
And he taps. He
the
goes,
tap is why is the tap so hot? I don't know either, but it does something to me. I love that in Moscow after this he's just stood around drinking topless because again Jacob Tierney knows what we want. I wondered, it's actually an Ellen point, which is that when his dad dies, she was like, is he freed by this? Is there some instant knowing that because I think a lot of queer people, especially historically, wait to be themselves after the parent who would have hypothetically been disappointed has passed because they're like, I wonder, is there some release in this devastation?
Definitely, but I think there's also loads of guilt associated with the release. So it's like, I'm sad my dad died. I'm happy I can be gay now.
Yeah.
I feel so guilty that I'm happy that I can be gay now because my dad died.
Yeah, and maybe he can stop paying his brother at this point. By the way, I don't know about you, but when I think of my fantasy future for these boys, Shane takes over Ilya's books. He starts doing his money. I'm like, yeah. Shane's like, where is all of your money? And Ilya's like, I don't know. And then suddenly they're both real estate guys. Mr. and Mr. Real Estate. Yeah, that's my personal dream for the two of them.
Oh, God.
Just me? Okay.
Yeah, is that their post-retirement career? They're like a sort of a gay couple selling houses?
They're flipping houses and each other.
God.
It's so cute. Oh my
Come
God.
on.
Gorgeous. Bread and vodka. There's bread on the vodka glass.
Yes, all of it.
Explain your culture, please.
All of it is all like wake. It's like wake traditions.
Okay.
My mom watched it, said all of it was super authentic. The music, the ambience. When it was very similar to my grandmother's funeral, the last funeral I attended. That's not wood.
Entire wall of wood behind her. She goes. There you go.
But yeah, it's very similar. I thought the ambience was very, very authentic.
Sorry, knock on wood is also the other name of this podcast.
Yep.
Sorry.
Correct.
And I couldn't let it slide.
Correct.
Sorry, go back to your grandmother's
As
funeral.
if those
I'm so
boys would
sorry.
ever be hard around us. But rest in peace, Grandma. You would have loved Heated Rivalry. Yeah, the lighting, the food, all that. But
it's dour is a Russian funeral then.
well, as it should be. Someone's dead.
Disagree culturally, big
Really?
difference. Yeah,
Are
yeah,
Irish
yeah.
funerals really fun?
They're a party.
Really?
Yeah, and also I was like, where is everyone?
Okay.
Wasn't he a respected man? I was like, Irish people show up for funerals.
That's really
You kind of only
interesting.
really need to know a person who knew the person and you're there. So I was surprised by the lack of people.
Yeah, with Russian funerals, it's very like, there's that thing you do, not always, but we did it with my granddad. This is about to get morbid. I think like
About to.
maybe they do this in Jewish culture as well. I don't know. Right in is like you have the dead body in the house and then everybody comes in and
They do, Shiva. And also same with Irish people. We
Okay.
also sit with the body and you never leave it alone.
because I think a lot of people are like, oh, that's so creepy, and it's like, no, we did that with my granddad. He dead granddad in the living room. Everybody's coming in.
We
Crying
all do
over
that.
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
I'm like,
the funeral, it's more like a dinner, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Fascinating. So presumably the bread on the vodka is poured out for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then it's just sort of like the worst elements of his family. I think he puts it later that they are at the worst versions of themselves, but it's like, yeah, his brother is like violent with him, pushing him against a wall, being like, tell me the fucking plan.
But once you skipped one very crucial bit,
Oh, my
which
apologies.
is Ilya's in that separate room at the restaurant, and then when Alexei finds him, he has to emerge through like a Britney curtain.
Beads! You're right. It's beads for doors, which is always makes me think of Laura Ricotte. Beads for doors. You're right. He does. He has to come through. He looks like he's selling crystals, and then he's very angry. Yes.
Where do you think you're going?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really a way to diffuse the situation by putting a bead
Oh
curtain
my
in
God,
it.
you're right. But actually, it escalates. It escalates. He's like saying slurs. He's like, "What about?" It's like, "What about me?" It's always, "What about me?" I have a child and I've looked after our dad. He knows what the sore points for Ilya are. Svetlana comes in, such a good friend. She's like, I thought I heard music. And he calls her. And this is interesting. There's no real reaction from Ilya until Svetlana's called a whore. And then he's like, he loses it and actually goes to hit his brother. And I like that she's like, he's not worth it. He's not worth shit.
But we talked about this earlier, that Ilya is never at any point offended by any suggestion that he's gay, ever.
No, that's true.
And so this is a really
true.
prime example of this. Like, he calls him a slur, and Ilya is not touched by it at all.
Yeah.
It's only what he says about Svetlana that hurts him.
Yeah, it's so true. And you know, when he's like, you can have my apartment and there's a trust for my niece and she can have it when I'm 18 and then never contact me. God, his brother can do one. The fact that he looks like you can see him deciding whether or not he thinks that's enough. Oh, what a little twat.
But then again, it's exactly the same thing of like, he hates him. Sorry, Ilya hates Alexei for taking advantage of him, and he knows that that's wrong. But also, he does also feel guilty that he isn't there, and he didn't take care of the dad.
Yeah.
So the amount of conflicting emotions that Ilya is feeling, it's like, and the guilt as well.
Yeah. Another favorite moment of the women in this show is when his brother leaves and Svetlana just fixes his clothes. She just puts them back together again. I was like, oh my God, this woman, I love her so much. And then he says, I don't deserve you. And she's like, you do deserve me, but you don't want me. And he says, yeah, but you know, I love you. And she says, yes, but it's not the same with Jane. And then he says, she says, I love you too, I'm not going anywhere. Which, by the way, to reassure him and then in the same breath say, I hope Jane knows how lucky he is. I love you. I'm not going anywhere. P.S. I know you're gay.
I literally have goosebumps. You could see.
To
Confirm,
say them.
confirm.
Oh, there are goosebumps.
Confirm.
That's true. What a these women. And also, I do think, I'm sorry, in like male gay media to see fully realized women who have their own wants, desires, but also huge empathy, who aren't doing they're sometimes doing the emotional labor of these men, but like there's a reciprocity of respect. It's just,
and I
it's
think
lovely.
you've really pointed out a very, very astutely, as always, Catherine Bohart,
Thanks.
is the fact that they're approaching this completely unselfishly. We have two
So
women that
kind.
both of these men have had sexual relations with.
Yeah.
And instead of being like, how dare you lie to me or whatever, or question that, they are just being like, okay, well, this is your journey and I'm here for you as a friend.
And also, it's nice to see women who can be like with Svetlana, who are like, I can have sex on terms, I can agree to terms that aren't just like, I must want to marry this man, I must be obsessed with this man. Like, I knew the deal, and like our friendship is that as well.
If you look like that, you'd also be like, I think I'm going to be okay.
No, I could say 12,000 times I was just about to have casual sex with Ilya and then be like, I'm ruined. I'm pregnant. And they would be, because there would have been holes in the condom. Let's be clear. Absolutely. No, it would never be me. So then Ilya sends the "Are you alone?" text to Shane. And can I call you to Shane? And then I feel like Shane sits on the stairs for this call, yes. And it's like,
and it
how
says
are
beautiful
you?
things happen in stairwells on this show.
They really, really do. It's gorgeous. It's the journey, not the destination. Let's put them in the stairs.
Oh my God.
I hate myself. Okay. Not when he's like, how are you? And he's like, okay, not good, probably bad. I was like, men trying to say their feelings. And then
Probably is doing a lot of heavy lifting in Ilya's vocabulary, both here and at the very end of episode 6.
Oh my gosh.
Probably.
Yes, probably.
Because it's like, oh yeah, it's a sort of like his male emotional, nah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so in love with you, you're my boyfriend. Nah.
Probably. Yes.
Probably.
So true.
How are you? Bad.
It's
Probably.
Just, it's just such a good depiction of family dynamics as well. My brother, he's so nice. He's just been like emotionally and physically assaulted by his brother, and he's like, my brother is scared. It makes him terrible and me terrible back. What a nice thing to say. And also, like, I think I'm upset about the wrong thing. I wish my dad could have known me. It's such a good encapsulation of what it is to feel, what it is to be queer, and how othering it is in even family dynamics, even when they're good. Just the sense that, like, it's strange to feel like you have to reintroduce yourself or would have ever had to. It's just, yeah. And then English is too hard right now, which I really think is, again, a really good observation of what it is to communicate in your second language in difficulty. Do you want to talk about the monologue?
Okay. I have a lot. I have a lot written here.
Can I separate it into two categories?
Please.
The performance, the acting, and the monologue itself. Because, like, we have to separate the two. The fact that he can do this in Russian, the fact that he can perform this in Russian.
I don't think we fully understand how difficult it is to act in a different language.
I'd have been like, is this a joke when they sent this through? He's just like, he gets every micro expression, every moment. It's so astonishing. But first, let's talk about the content of the monologue. It's a sweet idea by Shane, by the way.
It's very sweet. I mean, I have Shane coming through with the emotional intelligence big time.
Yeah.
Here.
Really, really sweet.
Okay.
Really sweet.
Here, I will say the pronunciation on it is fantastic, but
Really?
let's talk about content. Remind me of the content, because here it says he's pronouncing everything so well.
I'm very glad to. Obviously, I wrote it down. He's like, I never want to come back here.
Mm-hmm.
I do everything for these people, like, and the food is perfect, and yet he cares about the details, which we saw in the tuna melt saga. He cared about how cold the ginger ale was.
Yeah.
Everyone hates me. All they want is bullshit.
Yes. Yes.
Hey. I learned one word, and I feel empty, and I'm either seen as a bank or an enemy, which just like, Jesus Christ. It's just like, does not waste a word, kicks you in the guts. Well done, Jacob Tierney. My brother always hated me, and I know why, but it kills me. And the fact that he says, I know why, because it could be so many reasons. It could be that he's gay. It could be that he has this talent that it could be that I felt like he was maybe, I wondered if because the brother is so like the dad, I wondered if Ilya was like the mom, and like his older brother also lost his mom, probably when he was more aware of what it all meant, and was probably left with a sensitive kid who reminded him of her. I did give me some compassion for the brother. He'll never forgive me for existing. It's so painful. And then I don't know about you, but he says, I have no one except Svetlana. And I panicked. I was like, no, what if he thinks you're saying that you love Svetlana? What do you, why, just say her name? Now he's going to be, I was like, dude, no. That's the only word we know. It's not her papa. It's not her papa.
Oh my God.
I really panicked. So I had to go back and rewind because I was like, I'm never not panicking when I'm watching this show. Did you worry about that?
Not at all.
Wow, okay.
Well, because I understood every word.
I guess you're just understanding it. I was like, no, the only word he's heard is that. She loves me and I love her, but it's not like pause.
Oh my God.
Never has an ellipses been acted so profoundly. Did you notice that it goes to a wide shot here? I think that's so interesting to me. Like it's so close on Ilya, this whole monologue. We're getting all of his inner world. We're finally getting to know what the hell's going on inside that beautiful head of his. And then they cut to a wide, just as he's about to say that he loves him, to kind of, it felt to me like it reminded us where he is. Like,
so I do remember the wide, but the one thing that I noticed about the wide, I was like, that's a really accurate representation of Russia. And what it was a graffitied cement tunnel. I was like, that does look like Russia. But now it clearly, you're completely right.
It was Russia. It was like, and just the weight of these words in context, by the way. Here he is, if anyone hears him. And also like what a big thing it is to even feel that or say that here.
Interesting.
It's just such good camera work. We'll get there's a scene in the last episode. I can't even talk about it yet. Like camera wise, that is just amazing. And Shane's closed his eyes and is listening.
The closing of the eyes.
I thought what was so cute was, oh wait, we've skipped a bit, which is when he says, but not like, I love you. All I want is you. It's always you. And I'm so in love with you. I don't know what to do about it. Weeping.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
Weeping. It's just
cry.
Good Jesus. It's just,
But here I have written down, okay, I will say that you've also just pointed an instance of this out as well. We have been exposed to so much melodrama, romance media, rom-coms in our lives that you and I, and presumably loads of other people in the audience, have some like beats that we're almost anticipating.
100%.
So the Svetlana thing, you're anticipating because you're like, in area that this would be a great comedy of errors. This would be a great misunderstanding that would lead to a fight. And then it's like, but it's not that big of a misunderstanding, so they'll make up. So they keep constantly subverting what we're expecting.
That's so
because
true.
you thought Svetlana is going to be do ring alarm bells, which again is a trope in rom-coms that they just subverted.
Yeah.
In my head, I thought when he says, but not like I love you, before he says I love you, I thought, well, he's not going to even bring himself to say it, even in Russian. In my head, I was like, there's no way. He's going to feel too nervous. Or I thought, oh, well, Shane probably knows what I love you is in Russian.
By the way, the fact he didn't, I was like, dude, you surely have learned this. You're practicing it to say it to him. You're learning it in case he says it in his sleep. I'm learning the word love just in case. Just like, hello.
Because my boyfriend doesn't speak Russian, but that's the one phrase that he did learn. So,
what is it? Say it to us.
Я люблю тебя.
Not even close to what I thought it was.
What do you think it was?
Yellow. What's the next bit?
No, what were you going to say?
No, as in like I didn't guess. I don't have it, but
yeah, which is me, I. Люблю.
Lublю.
Love. Тебя.
Tibia.
You. Yeah. Я люблю тебя. Я люблю тебя.
That's lovely. And then he says, maybe you can teach me someday. And he's like, yeah, just helpful phrases like harder, please. Yes, sir. Fuck me. Fuck me, please. And I was like, I know that I should be like, oh, he shouldn't be using humor to deflect from his feelings. But I was like, those are the phrases I would also like Shane to learn. Let's be clear. And then he's like, what about I wish you were here right now? And he says, I wish I was too. Oh my God. And then we're just supposed to keep watching the television. There's still more of this show when we're fucking broken into 1,000 pieces.
So many things happen in every episode.
But it's 1 week later. Shall I just recap the next bit because it's hockey? Yeah. So 1 week later, they're playing each other, and Ilya's back after his father's death, and Montreal are hanging on to a wild card place, and they talk about it on the ice. They're like, Shane's like, it's 1919 is the code for the front door, and they're definitely going to be heard, as what I think. But then, and one of them says fuck you, and the other one says later. And then Hayden is like, what was that about? I don't know what's going on. And he's like, oh, I just offered my condolences. And he's like, oops, I probably should have done that. And he says he told me to fuck off, but it's mostly an act, this like asshole thing. And I'm just like, sorry. If one single woman was on this team, one single woman would be like, well, obviously they're fucking. I've heard every single word of that conversation. What the hell are you talking about?
He said, please come to my room. This is the number. And here's a list of sexual acts I'd like you to perform on me.
Genuinely. And Hayden's like, who's that guy? I can't even tell the difference with everyone's helmets on. Just enraging.
That being said, is everything between Shane and Ilya in this scene so peachy and lovely that it feels like the beginning of a horror film? That you're like, oh, something bad has to happen.
100%. The head-to-head and the ice when they're smiling at each other. Which, by the way, I was like, let's focus on the hockey. I'm sorry, but for me, that was validating a concern that comes up in episode 6, which is like, can they actually compete against each other? And then Shane, this is my real issue. Shane looks too long at Ilya. And a thing I have learned from this game is that, and from Googling, is that if you are playing ice hockey, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're on the puck,
I love how you looked away because I wasn't going to do the correcting.
Obviously not you, sorry. Anybody else. But if you have the puck, basically you're fair game. It's like in rugby, people can just like tackle you essentially. Okay. And that's what happens here. He has the puck, but he also looks way too long at his lover boy, and it gets him smashed in the head. And I don't know about you, but I just assumed he was dead.
What?
Because of the kill your gaze.
It's episode 5.
Because of the kill your gaze motif. Like, there's so much, like, it happens all the time. We always die. I just was like, well, he's dead. This is gutting, but he's dead. Of course he's dead. He's not dead. Spoiler. He's not dead.
He's just got CTE. It's fine.
Woo! But Ilya's staying with him, and they're like, get back in your box. And he's like, is he okay? Is he okay? Is he okay? It's so cute. And then he's like, is he fucking tell me if he's okay? And the commentators being like, wow, player on player respect. Yes. These guys have obviously played each other enough times that they really like each other. And we were like, no, they're in love, you assholes.
The commentators are textbook close female friends.
Yeah.
Close female friends. Oh, what? Such close female friends. Because later on, they're like, is that a fan? At the last scene, it's like,
truly, they have to be like tongue in mouth before they're like, these guys might know each other. What a special Make-A-Wish. So ridiculous. But then Shane says, my parents, and then he says, tell him I'm fine. He's going to worry.
He's going to worry.
Oh my God, devastating. And then we get to one of my favorite scenes in television history. Shane is high.
Shane off anesthesia. He's so cute. He's so cute. You'd think that he couldn't get any cuter, but he did.
He's so cute. He's so cute. And Ilya comes in with the acting from Connor's story, where you just like, yes, this is a boy whose dad has just died. He cannot take. He's like, this is like the end of his worry. He can't. It's just like so well depicted. And then Shane's like, hey, Ilya. The first words, Ilya, hey. I'm like, I love you so much. And then he holds his hand and he says, yes, better. And Ilya strokes his face. And I assume I don't need to tell you about the heart monitor. Are you joking?
Does the heart monitor increase because they touch?
No, you're the last person to find this out. No, he is comforted by the presence of Ilya such that his heart rate goes down. He's calmed. It goes down to, what number is the last one we see? 81. What's that? Ilya's hockey number. Wake up, Olga.
I'm literally crying.
Why do I know this? Why do I know this? I can't believe you didn't know that. Yes. It's when he says,
I'll never have a love like that.
No, you won't. You'll never have a love like that. It's when he says, yes, better. And then he strokes his cheek. 81. 81. I love
they
it.
Just love each other so
They love each other so much. And also just like, again, respect for the fandom. Well done, Jacob Tierney. And then he says, you scared me. And he rubs his cheek. And Shane's like, I was excited for last night. I was planning to ask you something. And then he says, in what I can only describe as one word, not a sentence.
You have to perform it the way that he did.
You have to do it with me.
Okay.
Are you ready?
1, 2, 3.
Will you come to my cottage this summer? But it is truly one breath. It's so astonishing. Don't go to Russia. And Ilya's like, I can't do that. And then Nurse comes in and she's like, this fucking guy's gonna kill my sweet Shane. And he's like, good idea. It's all just so sweet. And also when Ilya's like, maybe, and he doesn't really mean it. It's just like, oh God. And then the nurse comes in. And the bye-bye from Shane when he's high. Bye-bye. See you next season.
And then Ilya does a thing that I don't know what it means. As he's leaving, he goes, And is it kissy or is it shh?
Oh, he's shushing. He's
Oh,
100%
he's
shushing.
He's
yeah.
going,
He's
don't,
like, shh,
don't tell her.
shh, shh.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm like, is it kissy?
No,
is it,
it's not kissy. It's
Is it-
100. He's like, shush. That woman knows about hockey. Shush.
is it Zoolander?
Hey, who told that woman about hockey? Shush. And then it's May 2017. He's at the cottage. We know he's out for the season. He's out for the season because of his injury. I don't know if you knew that. He can't play hockey anymore. And then he's at the cottage and he's actually talking to Rose on the phone because they really are friends because she
friends.
meant it.
And she's spilling his tea to the SFX person. Literally says it's right here.
And she's like, how's jerking off? And he's like, ma'am, I'm at my parents' house. And she's like, so constant. And I'm like, they're friends.
Banter.
This is so good. And then she's like, yeah, tell them that I'm gay and that you're sick of being my beard and that you broke up with me. And it's so nice. It's so nice, but you're right. The makeup person is just supposed to ignore that. And when they both confer on how they'd wish they could be lesbians, I was like, girls,
Yeah, so the makeup
yes.
person wasn't even pretending like they weren't listening.
No.
They know.
They know. And then Shane and Una and David are watching
The playoffs.
Yes.
And I would just like to say they're in their sort of family home.
Yes.
And there's a picture of baby Shane on the wall.
It's so cute.
It's really,
It's
really
so cute. And then Una knows Ilya has hurt his ribs. Straight up. She's like, he's playing with sore ribs. David in an apron. My stay-at-home David, baby boy.
He works for the Treasury Board of Canada.
No, he doesn't. He makes his own bread. And Una hates Ilya less now because he went to see Shane in hospital. And then she's like, good for Scott Hunter because she can just tell everything about it. Because this woman does not invest in a sport without knowing everything about the sport. She knows Scott's going to win. And Shane takes his mom's information and is like, this is a good excuse to text my crush. How are your ribs? Are you bummed? Good God.
Mom is wing-womaning
she
inadvertently.
She really is.
Catherine, have you ever considered becoming a sports agent? I feel like you'd be really good
It's
at
one
it.
of my dream jobs. I think, honestly, having a son who is top of his game at a sport would be, I think, would be my, like, an all-time dream.
And you'd like stage mom him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would absolutely be wetting my son's nipples for the orange cream advert. Yes. He's
We gotta make
gorgeous.
this happen.
And then he texts and says, my mom thinks the Admirals are going to win. And he's like, but Scott Hunter is 100,000 years old. Poor Scott Hunter.
And then Shane goes, he's not that old. And I love when he takes things literally. Like in the conversation with Russian, I think Ilya says something in French. No.
Oh, he says bonjour. And
Oh.
he's like, that's French, Ilya.
Exactly. I love when Shane just takes things literally.
It's too sweet. And then he's like, almost as boring as you.
Actually, it's not humanly possible to be 100,000 years old.
I could probably come twice in 1 hour. I love him. And then he says, at least you have a type. And then he sends the devil emoji. And we all pour one out. And then it's 1 week later and it's the finals. And they're texting during the final. And how do we even express this? First of all, Una was right. Let's just give her props. Una was right. Ilya is with his friends. He's a little bit livid that he hasn't won, but he does say Scott is hot, so we can all just be on the same page about that. And Scott gets his cup and he's celebrating. And
A song begins to play.
a song begins to play. And more importantly, the friends and family of all of this team come onto the ice. And no one has even the good manners to say well done to Scott, the captain. But okay, fine. They're all like, just here for my boy.
Haven't
And
even noticed that. Well done.
Scott's skating around. And yeah, Kip's there with Elena and also his dad. Did you notice his dad is there? So cute. And Ilya's packing for Russia. And Hunter's thanking the fans. And then the commentary are like, what's going on? Ellen was watching this with me, by the way, and it was my third time watching, and she's just weeping at this point. She's already weeping.
Oh.
And the commentary are like, wow, he's looking at a fan. He's looking at some guy.
Oh my God.
And
It's again the denial of that.
but also I get the denial. The denial is actually doing a lot for me as a viewer because yes, even I'm like, sure, is he gonna? Of course he's gonna bring him down, but I'm still like, I can't let myself believe it. We never get a happy ending. Like I can't believe it. He brings Kip onto the ice.
And he's so tiny because Scott is already taller, but he's also wearing skates.
And also Kip, gay giveaway, that jacket. May I? That jacket. I was like, this boy's gay. Come on. But he's out, so it's fine. That's where he got I assume they sent him the denim jacket
for
in
me,
the
it was
post
the
when he
kissing.
No, for me, I was like, every lesbian I know has that jacket. And also, fair play to Kip for being able to walk on ice.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Because we saw that Parks and Rec episode, right?
Yes.
You can't. It can't be done.
I wouldn't be able to do it. And he says, you don't have to do this. He's still generous to the end. He's like, yeah, I do. And then they kiss, and what plays, Olga? What plays?
Oh my God. I'll Believe in Anything by Wolf Parade.
Yeah, I love you so fucking much. I need sunshine. Here it goes. Oh.
And speaking of camera work, the camera, I believe it's whips. I don't know what it's called.
It whips.
Yeah, it whips on both Shane and Ilya because they're like, whoa!
It is unbelievable. The way they build the tension of like, what is he doing? What's he doing? I don't know. What's he doing? And then also, sorry, if your kid watches this and then immediately leaves the sofa, gay. Your son's texting a particular boy and then immediately he's like, I have to go. Gay. He's gay. If he turns off the television or turns up the volume, any of these, gay. Gay. His parents don't really seem to notice this, which I find baffling.
His parents know he's gay.
I guess they're just like, well, he's probably gonna go call his boyfriend because of how gay he is. Then obviously, well, you know what happens, which is that Ilya makes the phone call.
Sonically, it happens so perfecely because the song is blasting.
Yeah.
And then the second they're on the phone, complete silence.
Yeah. What's he gonna say? Shane going to try to, like, I think Shane's like about to be like, dude, like, haha, isn't that crazy? He's like, what the?
I'm coming to the cottage.
Have you watched the footage of the viewing parties in gay bars?
Oh yeah.
That's how I felt when I watched them. I was like, okay, other people get it too. Like to get us. I mean, talk about multiple orgasms. To get us to the climax of Skip kissing,
yeah,
and then add that, it was like, I actually didn't think I could feel that high. I was like, hands in the air. I couldn't believe it. Every time I feel it, I'm like, oh my God, it's just so amazing. It's like coming up. You're like,
100%.
And in that moment, I get why we had to see Scott and Kip. I love them. I get why the book's called Game Changers. I get why they matter. I forgive the extra banana. I don't mind any of it. I'm just like, you know what? They were always meant to be here all along. That bottle episode saved us. And I'm coming to the cottage. Can you imagine what it must have felt like if you were in the States watching this and you have a week to wait for the episode?
God, no. Oh, God, no, don't say that.
Don't say that. I have lost my goddamn mind.
I think I would probably send threats to Jacob Clooney.
And that's how you become a crazy lady on the internet. Horniest you felt in this episode, Olga?
Horniest I felt all episode, keep the glasses back on.
Yeah, and it's tricky, right, because we don't actually see any sex in this episode, which, as I said, I didn't really like. But yes, I also agree with the glasses.
WTF moment.
WTF moment. I think it's that no one was in the hospital room with Shane, as if Una wouldn't be there. As if Una wouldn't be there being like, tell me where you got your medical degrees. I'm going to need to see all of those. I was like, no way is this boy alone. I don't buy it. And that was, for me, that was it. What about you?
Obviously the Britney curtain. Oh my God.
Oh my God, yes.
What are we doing, guys? A Britney curtain?
Obviously we need the gay giveaway, which I told you for me was the jacket. Yes. What about you?
The gay giveaway is kissing the helmet.
Yes. Oh my God, please. I completely agree.
And then the way that Ilya wipes his mouth afterwards, like, whoa, okay. Low budget moment is me looking at what is truly just a cement tunnel and saying, that's Russia. Wow. Do they have budget to fly there?
That's so funny. For me, low budget moment is also the denim jacket. A beautiful, beautiful episode of television. I have so much more to say, but we have to leave it there. Olga, let's do the outro.
Yeah, let's do the outro.
Are you okay, guys? I hope you're okay at home.
I'm
Sweet
not okay.
Mother of Jesus. I'm not okay.
It's just,
I know.
When the ending happens, first of all, when the crazy release that come up that you're talking about, you understand how much tension you've been holding in your entire body and mind. You're like, oh, I didn't even realize how tense I fucking was. But then also it's like, how skillful did the storytelling have to be in order to make you feel this euphoric? Because characters have kissed on shows before. You've never felt this good from it.
But also to know the power of that action within an episode, like to honor both parts. Like, I've seen gay characters kiss on television.
Whoa.
I know. But why am I getting emotional? But like, and I know that it has like changed the trajectory of my life in the sense that it's like permission when you don't have it. what's wrong with me? But if you haven't seen it, like I remember being like, oh my God, okay, there's other people. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And the fact that they depicted that as well at the same time was so gorgeous. Okay, we have to wrap this up. I'm going to cry. Thank you for listening. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, at Tonsil Hockey Podcast. I'm fine.
I want to hug you, but I know you
Please,
wouldn't like that.
hate that.
You would hate it.
No, I'd rather full sex. You can email us on tonsilhockeypodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your most unhinged thoughts. I'd like to hear genuinely which TV show you saw people be in love in first, so that made you feel like I feel. Tell us your hot takes. Tell us your what the fuck moments, and we'll be back tomorrow. And I cannot promise I won't cry then either. Say bye, Olga.
Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Say bye in Russian.
До свидания.
Tell them you love them.
Я люблю тебя.
Okay, bye.